Firstly, it's important for us to understand that it's much easier to drive an automatic car than it is a manual car. In an automatic car, you don't have the clutch pedal here on the left foot, so with your right foot, you just have to use it for braking and acceleration, and your left foot can technically rest on something called dead pedal. When we look at the gearbox, here you just have to put it on the drive mode, which is signified by this D letter here, and you can go about your business. You don't have to constantly be shifting gears in an automatic vehicle. With that out of the way, let's understand how do we drive an automatic. Before we get into this, which is extremely easy to understand, let's see how the foot placement should be like. The left foot can rest on the dead pedal because there is no clutch pedal in this car and the car shifts gear by itself. The left foot is technically free, so it rests here. The right foot should be used between the brake pedal and the acceleration pedal. We do not have to use the left foot for brake and the right for acceleration. Left foot always stays here throughout the journey. The right foot should be used between braking and acceleration. The heel placement of the right foot should be in front of the brake pedal. And while the heel is resting here, without lifting the heel, the foot reaches to the acceleration pedal. When we have to brake again, the same foot comes back without lifting the heel, and therefore, this is how we drive an automatic. Well, now we know and understand that in an automatic gearbox, the car would shift the gears for us. But then why are there so many gear modes on an automatic car? Let's understand. The first one is P, which is the park mode. We always want to leave the car on this mode when we are exiting from the car. In fact, we will not be able to take the key out of the car if the car is not in park mode. The next one is R, which is reverse. We all know and understand what this mode is all about. Then we have N, which is neutral, where none of the gears are engaged. Then we have D, which is drive mode. We always want to be in this gear when driving forward. On the left hand side of drive mode, we have plus and minus. This is basically the Tiptronic mode where we can take manual control of the gearbox and we don't let the car's computer dictate what gear we want to be in. Then we have S, which is sports mode. This is for some spirited driving, or when we want to do a quick overtake, we can go to the sports mode. In fact, all of these modes have a unique purpose, and that's what an automatic gearbox is all about. Now let's understand how do we drive an automatic gearbox. First of all, we have to press the brake pedal with our right foot. Once the brake pedal is pressed, then we come here, we use our left hand, we find the lock, we press the lock that helps us change the gears. If we don't use the lock and we try to change the gears, the shifter will not move, unlike a manual gearbox. So we have to use this lock, press it, and then move the car out of park mode to reverse, neutral, and then drive. When we are on drive mode, we have to leave the gear shifter completely, not keep a hand on top of it, just like in manual gearbox. Leave it, okay? And then with your right foot, you don't have to jump to acceleration. All you have to do is simply release the brake slowly. And when you release, the car starts moving. And the car shifts gear on its own. I've not even pressed acceleration yet. I've just released the brake, and the car is using minimum torque and maintaining a certain speed and continues to drive. Now you can, if you want, you can start pressing acceleration and you can move the car forward. And you can continue to do this with both of your hands being on the steering wheel. With your left hand also being used on the steering wheel, you can continue to drive the car and you don't have to worry about shifting the gears. The car will shift all the gears on its own, and that's the beauty of an automatic gearbox. When you want to come to a halt, when you want to stop the car, all you have to do is find the right spot, and just start slowly braking the car. And when you want to reverse the car, you simply press the brake again. After pressing the brake, you use the lock, move the car out of D into R, release it, and now you can enjoy the visual display of the reverse camera, and then you can simply back up your car. Once you have backed up your car, it's important to stop the car completely before changing it back to drive mode. When you want to drive forward, you do not want to engage the reverse and drive together. There needs to be a break in between. So you use the lock again, move it to drive mode. There is no clutch. Left foot keeps on resting here, and then you drive forward just by releasing the brake. As simple as that. And when you are done and you want to stop the car, all you have to do is press the brake again, engage the handbrake. With the brake pressed in, move the car from the drive mode or reverse mode back to park mode. Once you are in park mode, confirm that it has moved to park mode, release the brake, and now you can simply turn off the car. And that's how you drive an automatic.